Hello, Randy here, K7AGE. Welcome for number 4 Ham Shack Chat. It's been a while since I made a video. It's busy, summertime and things to do, but got some time here, so I got the camera running and got a few things here we'd like to pass along. One, I'm coming up to my first anniversary on YouTube. I believe it's August 21st, so it's only about a week or two away. And I just want to say thanks to all of the subscribers. I can't believe how many subscribers I have out there in YouTube land. When I just checked before I started rolling the tape here, I have 336 subscribers. Thank you to everyone. Some of you people have been with me for just about a year. Others have joined in the last day or two. So lots of videos on my site, and please watch them and enjoy everything, and take a look at some of the other links that are off the site for some other videos. I'm just around 98,500 total viewings for the videos that I've made and posted. So I think here within the next day or two I should break the 100,000 total viewings of my videos on YouTube. So I think that's pretty amazing, having that many viewings of my ham radio videos. So look forward to year 2, and I want to be way beyond 200,000 next year at this time. You saw in another video on my site that I happened to be in Newington, Connecticut a while back for a business trip, and I stopped by and operated at W1AW, and I got a certificate here from Joe NJ1Q, who is the station manager. This position here, so you can see it, saying that I had operated the W1AW station. So that was pretty neat to get that in the mail. I've been playing around and listening to a lot of podcasts lately. So there are some very well produced audio presentations, podcasts, audio shows, audio blogs and such. So the 3 I'd like to point you out to, and these are, I'll put links over on the side of the in the notes for this video so you can find them. The first is This Week in Amateur Radio, TWIAR. This is a news show, and there's several versions of it. If you find the long version, it's almost 2 hours long, and there's a lot of news, a lot of legal things, FCC goings on, but there's some other real nice segments in there, some ham radio history, some random thoughts, some nice discussion about tower work. There's some news and updates on the upcoming contests, special event stations that you can work, and some tech information. It's worth downloading. The other one I've come across here recently from Jeff KE9V is called Long Delayed Echoes, and he produces podcasts for mainly on a historical ham radio view. He has a nice long series of several podcasts about amateur radio during World War II and about W1AW and some things. So most of those are in the 15 to 20 minute range. So those are really nice to get and listen to your drive in to work. I spent a few hours on an airplane today and had many of these in my iPod. And the third site I've been listening to quite a bit is called Soldersmoke, from Bill W0HBR, which is his UK call sign. He's lived there for quite a while, but he's in the process of, I think, holiday for the summer and going to be living in Italy soon, at least according to his last couple Soldersmoke podcasts. his shows deal with homebrewing, homebrew receivers, technology, parts, building. It's interesting to listen to if you've ever done any building or thinking about maybe doing some. It's a pretty interesting series to listen to. A lot of good little tidbits, and there's some pretty humorous sections there. So you can get all of these using iTunes, which is free. You don't need an iPod. You can load iTunes into your Mac or your Windows machine, and you go to the podcast area in the store, I think, whatever they call it, and just do a search for these titles, and you can set it up so that when they produce a new show and post it to their site, it automatically gets moved over to the iTunes site, so the next time you fire up your iTunes software, it'll appear on your computer's hard disk, and you can listen to it on your computer. These are all MP3 files, or if you have a iPod, you plug it in and it will synchronize. So some very good work there. And some other things I'd like to point out, I have some favorites on my website. If you go to my home YouTube page where you see the welcome video, if you just scroll down here past all of my videos, you'll see down here right along and through here some videos that I've found that I think are kind of interesting or fun. The first one there is called the singing Tesla coil. And if you've ever seen a Tesla coil and you see these things that are throwing the sparks that are 6 feet long, 8 feet long or whatever, they're pretty amazing and pretty loud. This fellow has his Tesla coil modulated to music, so it's very interesting. And if you read the notes that are in the that go along with the video, and it talks about the people are actually covering up their ears, this thing is making so much noise. So it's kind of a fun thing. There's another one on there. I just have part 1 of 2, although when you watch that you'll soon discover where the part 2 is. It's one of the Icon radio news videos. It's about the K3LR contest station, and you've seen pictures of these types of contest stations in the magazines and maybe some videos, but this is very interesting. 13 towers, must be a dozen Icon 781s transceivers. They're probably about 20 years old. Had a CRT Spectrum display in the middle, and very high quality radio. And he also has I think 3 or 4 7800s. And most of the HF stations are actually dual stations, so you can run two stations on 20, 2 on 15 and such, with interlocks so that only one is transmitting at a time. So it's interesting. It's from a point of view of I forget the gal's name, a young girl who has her license and goes on a tour of the station, and they show her all around and she gets to operate. So I mean, if money was no object, this is how you can build they call this amateur radio. That looks pretty professional. The next video I'd like to tell you about that's in my favorites is called The Last Voice from Kuwait. It's by Frank Moore. He's the producer reporter from a television station. This is a 3-part series, less than 10 minutes to get it up on YouTube, about 9K2 DZ, 9 kilowatt 2 Delta Zulu, operating from Kuwait City during the first Gulf War. He kept his station on the air, communicating with people up in Europe and into the United States and various places. Looks like digitally, I believe it's Pactor that he was running, and he was able to keep this station on the air pretty much during the whole time that the occupation was going on and during the war and such. So it's a very interesting interview. And well, if you're taking my advice, well, you probably haven't done it yet because it's still within the same video here, but when you do listen to the Soldersmoke podcast, one of the things that he does is has a little mailbag section, and he always announces it with, well, you'll have to go and listen to see how he announces it. So I thought I would copy what he's doing, and K7AGE mailbag time. I've just grabbed a couple of the emails here. I'm really amazed at how many I get. I really enjoy getting them, hearing what everybody's doing out there, what they'd like to do, what they're interested in. I try and answer everybody when they have questions and things. I guess I'm becoming a default video Elmer, which is perfectly fine. So I have one here from Stan, KB5SUJ, and I'm just going to kind of paraphrase some of this here. He says, "Hope all is well. First off, I've watched most of your videos and found them very enjoyable. As an old ham getting back into the hobby, I never let my license lap though. Very good. You don't have to go and break out the books and get studying again. I've gotten a lot of my questions answered and interest piqued. If it is allowable to make a request, please put more on HF digital modes. I really want to start a series of videos dealing with sound card interfaces and some of the common digital modes. So stay tuned, and no guarantees when they will appear, but they will appear." One question I have after watching your What the Hell video was, what program do you use to decode Hellschreiber? I use the IZ8BLY program. That's India Zulu 8, Baker Lima Yankee. I'll put the web address over in the notes here on the side here. It's free. Go to his website, just throw it into Google, he'll take you there. He has Hellschreiber and several other of the digital modes, so go away and Google. Message here from Dean, K3KHG. And he says, "Hi Randy, I really enjoy your YouTube videos, very informative and fun to watch. Been a ham since 1959 and enjoy all facets of the hobby." That's what's interesting about ham radio. There's just so many things you can go into. You can be a CW only guy, you can be a DX person. If you go listen to the Soldersmoke, you'll see people, you hear about people there that kind of tinker and build, and the challenge of building their own equipment and making contacts. And I think once they get one running, they start over on another project. Anyway, I've been a ham since 1959, enjoy all facets of the hobby. I have some older gear, but also some solid state, and looking forward to buying the IC7000. Very nice radio. I know a couple of people who have them and really enjoy them. He's talking about traveling a lot, and he asks me about Ham Radio Deluxe. It's a program to control the radio and logging, very much like TRX Manager. It's a free program. I know several people that use it and like it. I believe it's fairly well supported and kept up to date. So if you're interested in taking a look at that, in lieu of maybe buying TRX Manager, do a Google search on Ham Radio Deluxe, or HRD as it's sometimes known. So I think that's pretty much it for today. And I guess not much else to say. Enjoy watching the videos. Keep tuned. I plan on doing some more here, maybe the next day or two if everything goes well. 73s, hope to see you on the air. Drop me an email at k7age at arrl.net. We'll get it to me.